August 20th, 1989, Beverly Hills, California. A night that would forever change the lives of many. A wealthy neighborhood, known for its opulence and tranquility, was suddenly shaken by an act of unimaginable violence. José and Kitty Menéndez, prominent figures in the community, were found dead in their own home. They had been shot multiple times, execution style. Their sons, Lyle and Erik, called 911, frantic and in tears, claiming they had discovered their parents' lifeless bodies. But something about their story didn't add up. The sheer brutality of the murders, combined with the lack of forced entry, suggested that this was no random act of violence. It pointed to something far more sinister. Lyle and Erik, young, affluent, and seemingly devastated, quickly became the prime suspects in the investigation. The police began to suspect a motive: money. The brothers stood to inherit a vast fortune. In the months following the murders, the brothers were seen spending lavishly. They bought new cars, expensive watches, and took extravagant trips to luxury destinations. To many, it seemed like an open and shut case, driven by greed and a desire for wealth. But the brothers had a different story to tell, one that would shock the nation and challenge the very notion of family loyalty and trust. The trial was shocking. Lyle and Erik claimed they acted in self-defense. They alleged years of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse at the hands of their parents. The courtroom was captivated. Could these privileged young men have been driven to such a desperate act? Their stories were horrifying. They described a childhood controlled by fear, a father who demanded perfection, a mother who turned a blind eye. The defense argued that the brothers believed their parents were going to kill them, that the murders were a last resort born of terror. The jury was torn. The brothers' claims of abuse were disturbing, but was it enough to justify murder? The prosecution argued that it was a cold, calculated act driven by greed. After much deliberation, the verdict came: guilty. In 1996, Lyle and Erik Menéndez were sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The judge called their actions cold, calculated, and cruel. The case, it seemed, was closed. Section 4. Media frenzy. The Menendez brothers on trial. The trial was a media sensation. Cameras crowded the courtroom, capturing every twist and turn. News channels provided daily updates, dissecting the evidence and debating the brothers' guilt. The public was hooked. Documentaries explored the case, examining the evidence and interviewing those involved. Books were written, delving into the brothers' lives and the psychology behind their actions. The Menendez brothers' story became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the dark side of wealth and privilege. Section 5. Lingering questions, doubts and debates. Despite the guilty verdict, questions lingered. Was justice truly served? The courtroom was filled with tension, and the air was thick with uncertainty. The brothers' claims of abuse, while never fully corroborated, left many wondering if their actions were truly driven by greed or by fear. Their testimonies painted a haunting picture of a troubled family life. The debate continued in law schools, in living rooms, and online. People from all walks of life weighed in, each bringing their own perspectives and biases to the table. Some believe the brothers deserve a chance at parole, that their sentences were too harsh. They argue that the justice system failed to consider the full context of their actions. Others remain convinced of their guilt, believing they manipulated the system and escaped true justice. They see the brothers as cunning and deceitful, exploiting their tragic past for sympathy. The debate raises complex questions about abuse, justice, and the very nature of truth. It challenges us to consider how we define justice and whether it can ever be truly achieved in such complicated cases. Section 6. A legacy of violence and unanswered questions. The Menendez brothers' story remains a haunting reminder of the devastating effects of violence, a chilling narrative that has captivated the public for decades. It delves deep into the complexities of family secrets, revealing the dark underbelly of what seemed to be a perfect family. Their case continues to spark debate, challenging our perceptions of justice and morality. It raises questions about the legal system and its ability to handle such intricate cases. The trial forced us to confront uncomfortable truths about abuse and its lasting impact, not just on the victims, but on society as a whole. In the end, the truth of what happened on that fateful August night in Beverly Hills may never be fully known, shrouded in mystery and speculation. The Menendez brothers' story is a tragic tale, leaving behind a legacy of violence unanswered questions, and a lingering sense of unease that continues to haunt us. It serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of human relationships and the devastating consequences when they break down.